to a bearable level so that you can hear me. Getting off of work, about to roll on out. We go. You know, it's funny. I was craving some fast food right now because I had some yesterday. I'm gonna tell y'all what I had. I just had a little Popeyes chicken. It was terrible, horrible. It was a waste of $13. The French fries was cold. The chicken may have been undercooked a little bit. I still ate it though. They asked me what flavor did I want my shrimp. I told them garlic parm. He's like, yeah. I'm drunk. His booty cheeks dry. They ain't put no garlic parm on my shrimps. They said, what sauce you want for your chicken tenders? I said sweet and sour. They ain't put no sauce on it. Did I have a beverage? I think I did a high C fruit punch with a splash of lemonade or something Negro-ish, you know. But yeah, it was a disappointment. Fast food is trash, like in general. I guess depending upon where you go. I think Wendy's, as my brother called it, Wendings. Wendy's is alright. You know, it's straight. That stuff is definitely not something that you should be eating on a regular basis, especially if your age is significantly north of 35, as is mine. This podcast, you know what? So I don't eat no fast food or nothing. I have like 2 more sliders. I'm gonna have these sliders and just make some more for lunch tomorrow, because I'd rather eat these chicken salad. It's a chicken salad with grape and walnut. Chicken salad, walnut sliders. I'd rather eat this than stop at a fast food place, man. We can't. No. That's how fast food do you. You eat it one day, and then you find yourself craving it. Nope. As I said in one of my podcasts. Always gotta be prepared. What up, Leanne? Leanne Denton. Always gotta be prepared. There's always a solution. You just gotta keep your eyes open. And be open to the solution being possible. But this is a chicken salad slider on Hawaiian bread. I mean chicken salad on Hawaiian bread. The chicken salad has grapes and walnuts. What I do is, I'm eating this. Now, I don't feel like going to the fast food restaurant no more. I think I'm gonna start doing that. I think I found a solution to my occasional fast food craving when I get out of work. Just already have like a sandwich or something, yummy and delicious. Because the last time I ate food was like 10:30, like 6 hours ago. No wonder I was so daggone hungry earlier. I ate 6 hours ago and I have a physically demanding job. Oh, we need some energy. You know, I was feeling weak. Thanks for the subscription, man. I was feeling weak, man. But I'm feeling better now. I don't feel like going to no fast food joint. I still need a real dinner though. That ain't cutting it. That's just little snackety snack until I get to the cribbity crib. I'm being greedy now. I'm about to eat one more thing and then that's it. Want to get into this movie review. No spoilers. If you friends are into the genre of horror, psychological thrillers, I suggest you go on, I think it's on Peacock. I think it costs like $10 to rent for 2 days. It is worth it. Obsession. Go and see the movie Obsession. Best way to describe it, a dark love story. And it just pays homage to a lot of throwback horror flicks since the 70s. I mean, I'm old, yo. What's up, I'm Rain. I'm Renette. I'm 47, so I've been seeing horror flicks since I can remember. I was born in 1979. The first scary thing that I can remember seeing, at my youngest age, was Thriller by Michael Jackson, and I loved it. I was terrified of it, but I loved it. I done seen them all. Exorcist. No, not really. I didn't really see Exorcist much when I was young. I meant Poltergeist. All the Nightmare on Elm Streets. All the Friday the 13th. All the Halloweens. I'm sitting home. Hellraiser. The Gate. Wraith with Charlie Sheen. It. Pet Cemetery. Omen. That's a big one. So, you know what I'm saying? I have experience in the genre. I think it changed. The genre changed a lot. I want to say in the mid 2000s, like 2005, 2006, when Saw came out, and movies like Hostel, and there was another one about some sadistic dude that was brutalizing people in Australia. I forget what that was called. It was Wolf or something. I can't remember. But it started going like, the horror genre started becoming more like slash and gore. You know, especially like Hostel and Saw. It's all about people's body parts getting mutilated. It's more shock value than anything. And it's like, yo, to be scared is one thing, but to be just grossed out and feeling squeamish because somebody's appendages and body parts got removed, you know, they just, I don't know. I got away from the horror genre because it started getting blended with all that slasher stuff. But anyway, yeah, the horror jump scares is way too predictable. I'm in the United States. It's all about like the Blair Witch. That's the beauty of the Blair Witch Project, because it was like psychological. You know what I mean? Like you didn't necessarily see the witch, but you could always feel its presence in the directing and like seeing like the characters like turn on each other and all that. That's what was dope in this movie. I'm not gonna give no spoilers, but I'm gonna just give you ideas. Like it gives homage to it. It gives, okay, let me tell you all the movies that it gives homage to. That's why you gotta see this movie, Obsession. It gives homage to the Blair Witch Project. It gives homage to Fatal Attraction. Definitely gives homage to Fatal Attraction. It gives homage to Carrie. It definitely gives homage to Carrie. What else? No, my camera is reversed, so it makes it seem like I'm driving on the other side. But I'm in America. It's just the reverse cam is on, so it makes it seem like I'm driving on the other side. So I said it gives homage to Carrie. You messed me up. Let me go back again. It gives homage. Let me do it in order of the movies that it gives homage to. I can remember. I've definitely seen elements of Pet Sematary. Absolutely. So it gives homage to Pet Sematary. It gives homage to Fatal Attraction. It gives homage to the movie Carrie. It gives homage to Frankenstein's monster, or whatever it is. The whole concept. It gives homage to that big time. It gives homage to the Blair Witch Project. That's 5 movies. And it gives a little homage to like Romeo and Juliet. Now, the director's name is Curry Barker. I think he's relatively unknown, relatively new. They made it with a low budget, but to me, this is going to be something big, man. Yeah, pretty nice. I tried Palm. I appreciate y'all subbing. Sub up and share. Get all that hype button. Get me on the map. But I like the art of the movie. I love the cinematography. The acting is great. Relatively unknown actors and actresses. They seem relatively young, maybe in their mid-20s, but they're doing a real good thing with all these films and things of that nature nowadays. People just trying to be PC and copying off of the popular thing. Now, this movie does give homage to a lot of different movies, and there's no new thing under the sun. So it's not necessarily about having something completely new, but if you could take elements and pieces from a whole bunch of different things and fit it together in your own juxtaposition, that's how you create your own thing, because there's nothing new, period. But nowadays, people just like to literally copy people's stuff word for word and copy something that's popular right now. I spoke about this yesterday, but the whole, like the cologne guy, everybody, they want to spray the cologne in the air, right? And they have the Alexander O'Neal song playing in the background. Touch me there, smile and go. I can't. And then they grabbing the cologne out of the air and putting it on their face. And everybody just copying that thing like, oh, look, we can all be the same and act exactly the same. Isn't that cool? That makes us. I never got the lip sync copycat. Let's all copy. That's the cool thing. We just all want to see each other doing the same exact thing. Once or twice is cool, but when everybody's doing it, trying to hop on the wave, nah, yo, I don't know, man. That's different. That's just a different form of art nowadays. But to see somebody being original, even though it's a conglomerate of other ideas, but them just being original, just having their own take and point of view, I think that's dope, man. I think that's pretty freaking cool, man. They got something good on their hands, man. Like I said, the lighting, the cinematography, the acting. You said you recommend I get a 2014 to 2018 Mazda 3. Okay, I'll think about it. You know what I'm saying? We'll think about it right after I get through this review. Like I said, I'm not gonna give any spoilers. Like, that's not me. I thought about doing that, but it's like, well, nah, man. You know what I'm saying? Not enough people are talking about it. If there's a bunch of message boards talking about this movie and breaking it down and exposing things, I'll go into that. But for now, I'm telling y'all, yo, go see that movie. We're gonna revisit this, man, because that was a nice piece of artwork with all the corny, crappy things. Let me not diss it. But with all the repetitive things that we see nowadays, to see something that kind of strays and deviates from what people are used to seeing. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, Torian. You said I steal your crown? I don't know what you mean by that. But yo, you know what I mean? It's just a breath of fresh air to see individuals from an artistic standpoint take a risk that nobody else is doing. You know what I mean? Like, it was good. You know, it had a comedy, had suspense, great dialogue, violence, obviously. Cinematography off the chain. The score was dope. Like, yo, it's a good flick. Like, and
What would you like to do?
I don't know, cause it's. I don't know if it'll get to me, it should get a lot of rewards. But sometimes movies like this will go under the radar, especially if it's a lot of other bigger films that are out that people are paying attention to. Like when Shawshank, I didn't even realize this, but when Shawshank Redemption came out, you know what other movies came out the same year that Shawshank Redemption came out? Forrest Gump, I think Malcolm X. It was up against Malcolm X. It was up against Forrest Gump. It was Jurassic Park. You know what I mean? So if something that's dope and artsy, but it comes out, like I think the main major movie out right now is Odyssey. I think more people are talking about Odyssey than they're talking about Obsession, but I heard Odyssey was good. I want to check it out. You know what I'm saying? But usually when that happens, when you got like a dope movie, but it's kind of like dog tagged in between a bunch of big major high budget blockbusters, because from what I heard, like the budget for this movie wasn't even that high. But a lot of movies like that don't have that high budget but have great writing and great artistry, they don't really blow up until like years later and they become a cult classic. Like Shawshank Redemption, even though it got nominated for a lot of Oscars, but it didn't win anything. It didn't win, right? But it's been rated as the top movie of all time in IMDb for the past 15 to 20 years. So even though it didn't win all those Oscars and stuff like that, why is it still the top movie? Because a lot of times when something like that, like I said, it comes out, there's so many other great high budget things that kind of like overshadow it that you don't pay attention to it until you revisit it years later. You're like, oh, all these lights and glitz and glamour from all these other flicks, it made me not even realize like how beautiful simmer down, like as Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's not ranked higher than Shawshank. Forrest Gump, not ranked higher than Shawshank. Malcolm X, I think they all like top 30, but not ranked higher than Shawshank. It was funny when The Dark Knight came out in 2008, and Heath Ledger died right before the movie came out. Heath Ledger that played the Joker. And I watched it, it was good, but it was like the way people were making it seem like it was the greatest movie of all time because Heath Ledger passed away. It don't do it. It doesn't really do it for me like that to want to watch it over and over and like, oh my God, this is the greatest. And it's like so many people, like they inflated it. And for a while, The Dark Knight was rated the greatest movie of all time on IMDb. But, you know, after a while, once all the glimmer and the glitz start to simmer, I think it's still in top 10. Shawshank eventually moved past it to the front once again. You know, because if something is undeniable, there could be flash in the pan things that happen here and there that'll catch people's attention. Like, oh my God, this is the new craze. This is a great thing. You know, it'll get money for that moment. It'll be a big thing for that moment. But ultimately, the thing that sustains your longevity in this artistry is originality, passion, and soul in what you do, not just some quick gimmicky stuff. So while Obsession may not have all the explosions and the CGI and all that, and it might get overshadowed by those types of movies that do have that. I think Avatar, the latest Avatar came out. I don't even remember Avatar Part 2, let alone Avatar Part 3. It doesn't really interest me like that. It really doesn't. Like the CGI, cartoonish, tall aliens, I don't know. But Obsession is going to be going against that movie in the Oscars, you know? It has to compete against that. I can't think of any other major movies. One major movie that was dope, but it was straight to Netflix, was War Machine with Alan Richardson. The guy, I think that's his last name. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, my apologies. The guy that plays Reacher. That was dope. That movie played homage to a lot of those great action movies, like The Predator. The movies that stand out in my head is The Predator, Terminator, Independence Day, Alien, The Predator, Terminator, Independence Day, Alien, and there was another one I can't think of off the top of my head, but that was a dope one too. But that wasn't a major theatrical release. That was a streaming release, and they set that up in a way where there's definitely going to be a sequel to that one. Another great movie too. What did I say? Predator, Terminator, Alien, Independence Day, Rambo, Commando. Like they included elements of all those movies into that flick, man. That's the one thing I have in my brain. I could pick up. Hey, what up, Constance? I could pick up on patterns like as long as I've been living. It hasn't been that long in the grand scheme of things. But 47, you know, that's over half life expectancy for black men. Well over half. I think what black men our life expectancy is like 65 or something crazy. I got 18 years left. But anyway, I got this thing in my brain where, because I've experienced a lot of things, watched a lot of cinema, heard a lot of music, if I see something, especially if it's quote unquote new, I can I could pick up on where it came from. I remember that because that reminds me of this. That reminds me of that. Like one thing I used to always do when I was young, I would always say, yo, you remind me of this person. You look like this person. You look like, I used to always say, and they used to annoy people all the time. Damn, why you always saying somebody look like something? That's just what I do. Like, yo, I see patterns, something reminds me of it, and I call it, I'm like, yo, this reminds me of that, because there are patterns, because everything is connected in some shape, form, or fashion. But a lot of people aren't cognizant of that or aware of that. I am. I don't see the matrix. I don't see the atoms. I don't see all the dots and the ones and the zeros, but I definitely see a lot more of the patterns than like the average person does. And I see the connections, like how people look. I can hear connection in sounds and music. I heard that sound. That sound reminds me of something. I can't even faintly hear it. I could be walking in a noisy area, but somebody could be playing music kind of low. I could hear it through their headphones. They can have earbuds, but they off. I'm like, yo, I hear that. That's so and so such and such song. Like I've always been keen at doing that, and I think honestly that helps my stand-up comedy. Because it's dope to just be on stages and make connections real quick like that. This person looks like this person from this movie, so you know this person looks like this person from that movie, and then you quickly say a quote from the movie as if that person is saying it. And if they know the movie that you're talking about, first of all, they're going to be impressed by your ability to make that connection, but they're going to think it's funny if you can pull off the voice or pull off the scene. You know what I'm saying? Create that movie moment within that second on that stage based on how that person looked or what they was doing. My phone was getting low. I was at 5%. I didn't even realize I wasn't even charging it up. This whole time it was at 5%. Because I got my car charger, sometimes it'd be popping out a little bit, so I had to reinsert it fully. No diddy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I recommend go out and see Obsession. It's dope if you want to see a nice horror flick. If you want to see a good action movie, that's throwback and an homage to the action movies of the 70s, 80s, and the 90s. Go see War Machine. That should be on Netflix. Yeah, Obsession is streaming right now. I think I saw it through Peacock. It costs, I think you can get it through Amazon Prime too. I think it's like $10 for 2 days to rent, or $20 just to download and own it. We doing $10. It's a good movie, but it ain't that good for me to, use up some of my download space on my devices. Like, nah, it's good, but it ain't that good. And it's one of those movies too. I think I want to go back because it's probably like a lot of clues. Because sometimes it took me away from my phone for the most part. A movie is good nowadays if it could take you away from looking at your phone. The more it can take you away from your phone, the better the writing, better the movie is, man. For the most part, 95% it took me away from my phone. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was dope. The key, if you're worried about a movie taking you away from your phone, the best workaround of that But you might be getting notifications and pop-ups, and it might be all the time. So now, maybe that's not the best of ideas. But yeah, I would say go and see that, man. Like these kids that put this movie together, like I said, I think they're in their mid-20s, around 25. To see these young kids doing great creative things and not just following current common trends, kudos to them. There's hope in the artistry. But like one of my favorite movies of all time, Swingers and Clerks. I think when Kevin Smith put together Clerks back in like 93, 94, I don't even think he was 30 years old. And I think when Jon Favreau made Swingers in 96, he probably was only 32. You know what I mean? So yes, we do see a lot of debased entertainment nowadays, and the way the powers that be would make it seem is that you have to be the most derelict, ignorant, streaming mofo in order to eat and be of some type of relevance. And in some ways that is true, but if you want to be a little more patient, have a longer legacy, you don't follow trends, you set trends. That's what I'm doing with my book. I'm up to chapter 15 for the manuscript of my book. I need to stop messing around and start sitting down and typing this thing out. Typing it out. I need to stop playing, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's like every day I got a new idea, and I don't even get the ideas from just doing the podcast. I'll just be thinking of something. I talk in AI and be like, blah, blah, blah. I'll tell them a concept I was working on. You know what I mean? Like I came up with a new chapter called Shaky Roots. And basically a tree will get blown over because its roots are shaky. But you can strengthen the roots, just like you might have a shaky foundation of how you came up, your past or whatever. But if you change your perception of how you view your past, that is a way of strengthening your roots. And I was talking to AI and I was like, yo, does that sound like a new chapter? Because that'd be nestled in to one of my chapters I already have. You know what I mean? So I keep adding stuff to this. Like I don't want this to be too long. I think I'm gonna stop at 15 chapters. Even a couple of those chapters, I might scale it back to 12, and like those 3 chapters beyond the 12, that will be towards like the next book in the end. It's gonna be the anthology of books, man. Philosophy, as below, so above. Different ways to navigate this existence, giving you a different perspective on how to look at things and apply it to your life to hopefully benefit you. You know what I mean? So I got that coming together. My content every day that I drop. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I put as much work as any other YouTuber I could just stand, and I will, and it's going, and it has been, elevating the quality of what I put out. Elevating the quality. It's all about the quality. You know what I mean? Quality, consistency is there. Content is there. You know, just improve the quality of like the camera. Like, it looks good. To me, this looks good right here. I'm looking at it and it looks very, very good. This is over 1080 DPI, whatever it's called. The sound might not be the greatest because I took off the lapel mic, but there's no fan blowing on the bottom of the speaker right there, so it should sound good. And the content, come on, man. I'm the god. You feel me? I always get 20,000 leagues under the sea as far as my depth. You know what I'm saying? Deeper than the English Channel. It ain't that the deepest point on Earth. You feel me? I'm deeper than what a Loch Ness Monster is, man. You feel me? Speaking of Loch Ness Monster, how we got all this technology? We got all this technology, but we could never, you know what I mean? All this, we could literally take high definition pictures from outer space, or as far as up we can go, to the point where you can like read the back of a quarter. But every time it comes to taking a picture of like the Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot, alien craft, it's always blurry. Why the picture's always blurry when it matters? You know what I'm saying? But it's high definition in 8K if somebody like in a space station and they want to take a picture of the grooves of a cheesecake from 30,000 miles away. Come on, man. What? That don't make no sense. But listen, I had a great time giving y'all the review without spoil. I didn't spoil anything. I just said pay attention to all the elements of what this movie gives homage to that I noticed and recognized. Yo, y'all have yourself wonderful, wonderful Thursday. This is episode 118. We are going strong, baby. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Good night. Peace.